All right, so you're getting married.
Congratulations.
Huge congrats. And now you're thinking about the dress, right?
Yeah. Probably one of the biggest decisions for the whole day.
It's a big one. And it can feel like, I don't know, a little overwhelming.
It really can.
Yeah, so many choices.
Right.
So we're going to try to break it down a little bit, make it a little less overwhelming.
Yes.
And we're doing a deep dive today into wedding dress trends from 2023. And we're using some data from Bridal and Tuxedo.
They're a great source.
Yes. So this isn't just like what we think is hot. It's what brides are actually choosing.
Real data.
Yeah, real data. So this is going to help us hopefully figure out what's in, what's maybe like on its way out.
Right.
And then, maybe even inspire you a little bit to find the perfect dress for you.
For sure.
Okay, so let's start with like the foundation of the dress, the silhouette.
Okay.
And Bridal, they talk about 5 main types. The A-line, ball gown, fit and flare, mermaid, and sheath.
A lot of variety there.
Yeah, and I'm already picturing those gorgeous like magazine spreads in my head.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yep.
So, okay, let's start with the A-line.
Yeah. So that's the one that's fitted on top.
Okay.
And then it flows out into a skirt. It's so flattering, like on pretty much every body type.
Yeah.
And it gives you that really effortless elegance, but you can still like move around easily.
Totally. Okay, and then you have the ball gown.
Oh, yes, the ball gown.
Which, talk about a fairy tale entrance.
That's the one if you want to make an entrance.
That full skirt, it's all about the drama.
Yes.
I love that.
Definitely drama.
But I could also see how maybe it's not the best choice for a casual beach wedding.
You're right.
Right.
You probably don't want all that fabric weighing you down in the sand.
You'd be tripping all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thinking about the venue, like where is this wedding happening?
Totally.
And even like the time of year, what season is it?
That makes sense.
Yeah, those are all factors.
So then you have fit and flare, sometimes called a trumpet dress.
Right, trumpet.
And that's fitted through the bodice and then flares out right below the hips, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Super sleek, super sophisticated.
Definitely.
But doesn't that silhouette, you kind of need a certain height to really pull that off, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it on brides who are like more petite and it can kind of overwhelm them a little bit,
Yeah, I've seen that too.
And Bridal actually mentions that.
Okay.
That like petite brides might want to be mindful of the proportions.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like maybe opt for a less dramatic flare.
Yeah.
Or, maybe think about the length of the train.
Right.
It's really all about finding that balance so
Yeah.
it looks proportional on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like any piece of clothing, right? It's all about the fit.
Exactly.
Okay, so then you have the mermaid. Oh, all about those curves.
Yeah. Va-va-boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like old Hollywood glamour.
Tough.
But how comfortable is it to actually move around in that?
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Because it's hugging you from top to knee before it flares out.
Right.
I mean, it makes a statement.
It does.
But you also want to be able to, like, enjoy your day.
Yeah.
So maybe not the best if you plan on dancing all night.
Right. And then finally you have the sheath, sometimes called a column dress. And that's like all about understated elegance, just a straight, clean cut.
Yes, very sleek and simple.
So, okay, out of those 5, what did Dariana's data show us as the most popular silhouette for 2023?
Well, the A-line was number 1.
Not a surprise.
No. And then really close behind was fit and flare.
Okay.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
They're both really flattering.
Yeah, they are.
And they're both pretty comfortable.
Right. Which maybe says something about like the overall how bridal styles are changing. Like maybe brides are wanting to be more comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long day, right?
It is a long day.
You're on your feet a lot.
Yeah. You want to enjoy it, not be tugging at your dress.
Exactly. And it's interesting because, like, are brides moving away from this whole princess gown idea?
Yeah.
Like, wanting something less fussy, more modern?
Very relaxed, yeah.
Yeah, it's fascinating to think about.
I'd love to hear what you think about that, actually.
Yeah, so I think, there's definitely a shift happening.
Okay.
Brides today, they're all about, like, being comfortable, feeling confident.
Right, and they want to be able to move.
Right, like, they want to dance.
Yeah.
They want to enjoy their day without feeling restricted.
Okay, that makes total sense.
So, yeah, I think that's a big part of why we're seeing this trend towards more relaxed silhouettes.
Okay, so we've talked about silhouette, but now let's move on to fabric.
Okay.
Because that can totally change the look and feel of a dress, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And Dariana highlights 5 popular choices: satin, crepe, lace, organza, and tulle.
Yeah, so many options.
I know, so many. And each one brings something different to the table.
It really does.
So let's start with satin.
Okay, so satin.
That's like a classic wedding dress fabric.
Yeah, it's so
It
classic.
just has this luxurious sheen
Yes.
that just screams elegance.
It really does.
But there are all these different types of satin, right?
There are, yeah, like Duchess satin,
Okay.
which is a little heavier and more structured.
Mhm.
That would be great for like a ball gown.
Okay.
And then there's Mikado, which has a really subtle sheen, and it's nice and crisp, like if you want a more architectural silhouette.
I see it, but
And then you have lighter options like charmeuse
Okay.
and slipper satin, which are more fluid.
wow. I never thought about how many different types of satin there were.
Yeah, there's a lot.
All right, so what about crepe?
Okay, so crepe is all about understated elegance.
Okay.
Like, think sleek and minimalist.
Okay.
You have silk crepe de chine.
Mm.
That one's known for its fluidity and how it drapes, so it creates a really soft and romantic look.
Yeah, I can picture that.
And then there's crepeback satin,
Uh-huh.
which has a matte finish,
Okay.
and it's a bit more structured.
So it depends what kind of look you're going for.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so then we have lace.
Ah, lace, a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
It's timeless, it's so romantic.
It is.
But are there different types of lace?
That's a good question, are there?
Yes.
Like lace?
Like Chantilly lace, it's really delicate and intricate, often used for overlays and veils.
Uh-huh.
And then you have guipure lace, which is bolder.
Okay.
It has these raised, like, cord-like patterns, so it adds a lot of dimension to a gown.
I see.
And then Amanson lace,
Okay.
which is known for its delicate floral motifs, and it has these corded outlines. It's just so elegant.
Yeah.
Like, if you can picture a boho bride,
Uh-huh.
she might choose guipure lace with, like, all the intricate details.
Yeah.
And then, like, a classic bride,
Yeah.
she might go for Alençon lace.
So each lace kind of has a vibe.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so what about organza?
Okay, so organza, that's a really airy and light fabric.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's sheer and lightweight,
Right.
so it's perfect for, like, a summer wedding.
Exactly.
Or if you want something that's just really ethereal and flowy,
Yeah, I could see that.
like, think dreamy skirts and delicate ruffles.
Love it.
Just imagine a bride twirling on the dance floor in an organza gown.
So pretty.
So beautiful.
Okay, and finally, tulle, which is like the ultimate fairy tale fabric.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think that is? Like, why is it so popular for wedding dresses?
Well, it's that airy, delicate netting, you know? It's
Wow.
often used for, like, really voluminous skirts
Yep.
and dramatic trains. And
Right.
it just creates such a dreamy and romantic feel.
Yeah, and who doesn't want to feel like a princess on their wedding day?
Right.
And guess what? Dariana's data showed that tulle was actually the most popular fabric choice in 2023.
It doesn't surprise me.
Me either.
It's just magical.
Yeah, it is.
It's about embracing, like, the romance,
Yeah.
the magic of the day.
Okay, so we've talked silhouettes,
Yeah.
fabrics, but what about all the extra details, the embellishments?
Yeah, the
They
embellishments.
could really make a dress unique.
They can. Yeah, it's like the jewelry of the gown.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It can be anything from, like, delicate beads and crystals to, you know, embroidery,
Oh, yeah.
lace appliques.
So many options.
So many.
So what were, like, the standout embellishment trends for 2023 based on Dariana's data?
So the data doesn't have to call out, like, specific trends in embellishments.
Oh, okay.
But it does say that it's really important to use them thoughtfully,
Right.
like finding that balance between elegance and personality.
I see what you mean. Like, too much could be overwhelming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to, like, overpower the dress
All right.
or the bride. You know, it's about choosing details that really complement the overall design and enhance, like, her personal style.
Right.
So it feels cohesive.
Yeah, it all has to work together.
Exactly.
And it's not just about the dress itself.
Right. No, not at all.
Embellishments can be incorporated into accessories, too.
Oh, for sure. Like veils, headpieces, belts, all of those things can have, you know, beads, crystals, lace.
Yeah.
It's a great way to, like, add a personal touch and complete the whole look.
Okay, I love that idea. That's all about those little details
Yes.
that add a little bit of magic
The magic.
and personality.
Exactly. Little touches of sparkle here and there. It really makes the whole look come together.
So true.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about like the basic building blocks, right?
Yeah.
Silhouettes, fabrics, and all those beautiful embellishments.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, those are just trends.
Trends.
Yeah, they're starting points.
Starting points.
You know, they can help get those creative juices flowing.
Yeah, exactly.
But the most important thing is that you find a dress that makes you feel confident, beautiful,
That's it.
and like the best version of yourself.
It's your day.
Yeah, exactly. And trends, they come and go.
They do.
But your personal style,
Yeah.
that's what really matters.
That's what lasts.
And Dariana Bridal, they actually encourage brides to keep an open mind
Okay.
when they're trying on dresses.
Yeah.
Because sometimes what you think you want isn't actually what ends up looking and feeling the best on you.
It's so true.
Yeah.
You have to try things on
Right.
because you might be surprised what you end up loving.
I totally agree. That's why it's so important to try on like a variety of styles,
Yes.
different silhouettes,
Mm-hmm.
maybe step outside of your comfort zone a little bit.
Yes.
Experiment,
Yeah, you never know.
and maybe you'll discover a dress that you never even considered before.
Exactly.
That's part of the fun of wedding dress shopping, I think.
It is. It's like a journey.
Yeah, it's an adventure, like you said.
An adventure. You get to try on all these beautiful gowns.
Exactly. And speaking of, finding the one,
Finding the one.
Dariana Bridal gave a piece of advice that really resonated with me. And they said, you'll know when you found it.
Yeah, I love that.
Have you found that to be true?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, there's this moment
Cool.
when everything clicks.
Yes.
And you just know,
Yeah.
this is it. This is the dress.
I love that.
And it's like this feeling of like effortless confidence
Yeah.
and joy.
Yeah.
And the dress, it just becomes an extension of you.
That's a great way to put it.
It reflects your personality
Uh-huh.
and your vision for the day.
And it's like the dress was made for you
Yes.
and for that day.
Exactly. It's meant to be.
And you know what? Sometimes it's the dress that you least expected.
Oh, totally. Like, I remember.
I have a story about that.
Oh, tell me.
So I was working with this bride,
Okay.
and she was convinced she wanted like a really sleek and modern gown.
Yeah. Like very minimalist.
Mhm.
So she tried on all these like simple styles.
Yeah.
And nothing felt quite right.
Oh, no.
And then almost as an afterthought, she tried on this like romantic ball gown
Oh, wow.
with delicate lace appliques.
All right.
And the moment she stepped out of the dressing room,
Yeah.
her face just lit up.
Yeah.
It was like she transformed. She was radiating happiness and confidence.
I love that.
It was amazing.
That's the power of finding the right dress.
Yes.
Okay, so let recap a little bit some of the key takeaways from Dariana's 2023 data.
Okay.
We saw a huge surge in popularity for like A-line and fit and flare silhouettes.
Yeah.
So do you think that signifies like a broader trend towards more comfort
Well,
and practicality
I think so.
in bridal wear?
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does.
Like brides today, they want to be able to move.
Yeah,
They want to dance.
right.
They don't want to be restricted.
Yeah, it's their day to celebrate.
Exactly.
And we also saw a huge love for tulle.
Oh, yes.
That like ethereal, romantic, magical fabric
Yes.
that just brings like fairy tale dreams to
Yeah.
life. So what other insights can we get from the data?
Well, it's clear that personalization and
Uh-huh.
thoughtful details are key.
Right.
Like, even though we didn't see specific embellishment trends,
Yeah.
it's all about finding those touches
Yeah.
that reflect the bride's personality and style.
That's so important.
It is.
It's your wedding day. You want to feel like the best version of yourself.
Exactly. And sometimes it's the smallest details
Okay.
that make the biggest impact.
Like what?
Like, I worked with a bride once
Uh-huh.
who chose like a simple crepe gown.
Okay.
And then she added this custom belt
Oh, wow.
that was embroidered with lyrics from her and her partner's favorite song.
Oh, I love that.
So special, right?
Yeah, that's so sweet.
It's so meaningful.
So it's all about those little touches
Yeah.
that make it feel like it's really yours.
Exactly.
So beyond, the data and the trends, what's like the most important takeaway for brides to be listening to this deep dive?
Trust your instincts.
Yeah.
Choose a dress that makes you feel amazing
Yeah.
and reflects your style.
Right.
Don't be afraid to like break away from tradition
Yeah.
and embrace what feels right for you.
I love that.
It's your day.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's your day to shine.
Even if you aren't planning a wedding right now, I think there's something like just so captivating about wedding dress trends.
Totally.
It's like a window into the world of, like, fashion and romance.
Yeah.
Personal expression, all wrapped up into one.
It's true. It's like
Right.
clothing can be so much more than
Yeah.
just fabric and thread.
I like that, yeah.
It can tell a story.
Yeah,
Embody, like, dreams and aspirations.
it really can.
Yeah.
And what better occasion to tell your story than on your wedding day?
That's the perfect time.
Okay, so for all the brides to be out there listening,
Yes.
I hope this deep dive has given you some good insights and, inspiration for your dress journey.
Yes.
Remember, finding the perfect dress is an adventure,
It is.
and we're here to cheer you on every step of the way.
Absolutely. We're rooting for you.
Yeah. And for those of us who aren't planning a wedding right now,
Yeah.
maybe this deep dive has, like, sparked some curiosity about, bridal fashion.
Yeah. It's a whole world out there.
It is a whole world.
Full of, like, creativity and tradition and magic.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
So here's a final thought.
Okay.
We've talked about the trends, we've talked about data, we've talked about expert advice. But at the end of the day, like, the most important thing
Yeah.
is to choose a dress that makes you feel like the absolute best version of yourself.
That's it.
Yeah.
You got it.
That's what matters.
That's what matters most.
So go out there, explore different styles, experiment with fabrics,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to, like, break the mold a little bit.
break the mold. Have fun.
Have fun.
That's what it's all about.
Trust your instincts, and most importantly, have fun.
Exactly.
Happy dress hunting, everyone.
Happy hunting.